Beyond the wreckage. The wind cut through the ash fields like razors. Veridon 6 had once been a fertile moon, but orbital bombardments during the third galactic sweep had turned it into a graveyard of slag and soot. Among twisted hulls and charred bones, Scout Aaron Solis moved like a ghost, his breath steady beneath his helmet. He crouched low behind a jagged beam of hull plating, raising his scope. There, 20 meters ahead, something stirred. Not human. Too large. Too still. He keyed his comm. Commander Grayson, I have movement. Size, truck class. Location marked. A beat of silence, then a gruff reply. Proceed with caution, Solis. If it's a Hetsari straggler, we take no chances. Aaron crept forward, boots crunching softly over vitrified soil. As he neared the wreckage of the downed Hetsari command skiff, the shape became clear, a beast, massive and brutal even in collapse. 6 limbs splayed in unnatural angles. Armor plating scorched and cracked. Its eyes, 3 of them, glowed faintly. One mechanical, blinking in slow, low-power pulses. The other 2 organic, glossy with pain but still focused. Aaron held his breath. The beast didn't move. It watched. He moved closer, lowering his rifle. The creature's bioluminescent throat glands flared blue, a non-aggressive signal, he remembered from the briefing files. Hetsari battle hounds were bred for loyalty, not bloodlust. But when commanded, they became siege engines of terror. This one, though, it was abandoned. Commander, it's a battle hound. Downed, badly. No hostiles in sight. I think it's dying. What's your read? Malik Grayson's voice always carried command, but never lacked curiosity. It's not hostile. And, it's watching me like it understands. Another silence. Stay put. We're coming to you. Minutes later, the boots of 4 soldiers crunched alongside Aaron's. Commander Grayson knelt beside him. Tall, lean, and scarred by 3 campaigns, Grayson's eyes narrowed at the sight of the beast. By the void, this one's huge. You sure it didn't try to lunge? If it had, I'd be pieces, sir. It just stared. Still is. Lieutenant Jairo Miles, their demolition expert, grimaced. We should end it. Those things tore through Outpost Gata like paper. Aaron shook his head. And yet this one didn't. It had the chance. Not your call, Jairo snapped. It is now, Malik interjected. His eyes remained on the creature. It's not attacking. Hell, it's not even growling. See that? The color shift? It's calming. You planning to rescue it? Feed it treats, Jairo scoffed. Malik rose. I'm planning to call Dr. Ivora. Get her over here before this thing bleeds out. Jairo opened his mouth to argue but caught the look in Malik's eyes and stopped. Aaron reached into his satchel, slowly offering water. The hound didn't move, but a faint hum from its throat indicated recognition. Acceptance. Beneath the crimson light of Veridon's dying sun, something ancient shifted. Not just survival. Trust. Eyes of the fallen. Darkness fell quickly on Veridon 6. What little atmosphere remained turned everything a dull gray under the twin moons. The battle hound, now christened Stray by Aaron, remained where it had collapsed. Its 3 eyes tracked every motion around it, but none bore malice. Commander Malik watched from the perimeter, arms crossed. If it decides to wake up angry, we won't stand a chance. I don't think it will, Aaron replied. It didn't have to let me near. Something in it wants to live. Jairo muttered nearby, still unconvinced. Wants to live doesn't mean won't kill. Remember what those things did to the Colossus wing. Before Malik could reply, a dust trail kicked up along the ridge. The mobile med transport descended with a whir of stabilizers, and Dr. Lynn Ivora emerged in her long coat, dragging 2 crates of xenomedical supplies. "You said it was urgent." "No kidding," she muttered as she knelt beside Stray. "This thing's half machine and half organics. Real nasty biotech splicing. Crushed thoracic array, ruptured lung sacs, torn ligature membranes." "Can you save it?" Malik asked. "With time and 0 interruptions. But I'll need to override its pain receptors first. And sedating it might trigger the aggressive subroutines." "So we work while it's awake," Aaron said. Lynn nodded. "I'll go in slow. Talk to it. Bioluminescence is strong in the throat glands, that's good. Means it's still interpreting communication." Over the next hour, Lynn worked like an artist. Every tool hissed, sprayed, or buzzed quietly, her hands steady as she sealed one wound after another. Stray never flinched. Its central eye locked on her, watching each movement. At one point, when Lynn fumbled a vial, Stray extended a claw slowly, pushing it back toward her hand. "Oh. You're smarter than you look," she whispered. Aaron smiled. "Told you." By the time the second moon rose high, Stray's breathing had evened out. The worst wounds were stabilized. A quiet hum emitted from its body, soft and constant. "It's bonded to someone before," Lynn said. "They breed them to imprint. But it's adapting. You, Aaron, it's watching you like you're the imprint now." "Lucky me," he replied softly. Flesh and chrome. Over the following days, Stray began to follow Aaron's voice. It didn't walk, it limped. Its central legs were still partially immobilized. But when Aaron approached, it lifted its massive head, letting out a melodic trill. Malik observed from camp. "It's less like a dog and more like a sentry tower on legs. But it feels." "That's the point," Lynn answered. "You've seen how it responds to tone, to emotion. The Hetsari didn't make monsters. They made slaves." Then came the test. A scavenger band, desperate, armed, and violent, descended on their camp at dawn. A child from the supply unit had wandered too far. Shots rang out. The camp scrambled. Before Malik could shout orders, Stray moved. In a blur of metal and muscle, it charged. Shielding the child beneath its body, it let its armor take the brunt of the gunfire. Its bioluminescent patches burned bright gold, protective mode. Malik stared in awe. "Tell me again that this thing's just a weapon," he whispered. "A bond written in code." They called the evac Operation Stray Flame. Under cover of darkness, the team loaded Stray into a modified hauler. Hetsari drones were spotted minutes later. A swarm. Hundreds. Sharp-winged and silent. As the hauler engines roared, the drones descended. Aaron shouted from the side rail, firing into the sky. Stray leapt. Its body smashed into the lead wave, jaws clamping on metal, claws ripping into circuits. It fought like a dying star, brilliant, unstoppable. When a drone pierced its shoulder, it didn't falter. It kept fighting. And the team lived. The ember remains. Now, weeks later, Stray lay beside Aaron's bunk aboard the Unity fleet's main ship. Its wounds healed. Its eyes calm. "He won't leave you now," Lynn said one evening. "Good. Because I'm not leaving him either." Malik approached. "We're submitting a proposal. Not for weaponization. But recognition. A new classification. Partner species." Aaron looked down at Stray, who chuffed softly and pressed its head into his leg. "Not a weapon. Not anymore." And in that quiet space between war and peace, something beautiful endured.